I'm really encouraged by a lot of these decrim movements around psilocybin and other plant medicines, because if enough communities pass these initiatives and say, okay, we're not going to regulate plant medicines, rather than telling people these are prohibited and you can't use them, we say, yes, they're available, and, but you should use them responsibly, the way that minimizes their harm, if there is any, maximizes their benefit. And then these communities that have gone through this decrim process, they may represent a paradigm for the future. If this decrim movement takes off, then all of these little communities could have essentially psychedelic therapy centers. They could come out of the shadows. A lot of communities already have this. They're underground because technically they're prohibited. If they could operate openly, if every community could say, yeah, on the edge of town here we have a psychedelic therapy center, which would probably have a broader scope than just psychedelics. Psychedelics would be part of an alternative medicine wellness type structure. So these centers would look more like retreat centers. In fact, they would be retreat centers like you find in South America. They wouldn't look like clinics, they'd look like spas or something like that, where you could go and have the psychedelic experiences. You could bring even your whole family if you wanted to. I mean, I've seen I've been organizing ayahuasca retreats in South America for a while, depending on when you start counting, since 2012. But I've seen interesting examples where parents and adolescent or grown children come to these things, and they all participate, and it does amazing things for family dynamics. I mean, it really helps their family. So what I would like to see is make these clinics available and get politicians to come, and I don't know how I guess you can't force them, but it would be very interesting to see, and it would be interesting to see how, on I guess the local level, communities that have decriminalized psychedelics, or I guess maybe a better term is re-legitimized psychedelics, do those communities function better than communities that haven't? My guess is that they probably would, because they have the tools. They have the tools, and what psychedelics do is they can change your mind, they can change your perspective, and they can open your heart.